Hello and welcome back to the old realms, and we're heading into our first battle, and this is a battle that will actually get us to the next clan tier, if you can believe it. Yeah, I've actually been doing quite a bit of, off-screen progression because I thought, yeah, no, you know what, why not? You know, we kind of want to do that. We want to make sure that we get to the next clan tier relatively smoothly, and yeah, I didn't even realize this, but we actually have a prayer that we can use in combat. I had no idea. So thank you very much for telling me, because that really is going to make a huge difference to our combat skill, to our proficiency, whatever the case may be. And I'm actually just going to continue throwing some spells at these guys for the moment, and then we're going to be using Aura of the Lady. I don't know what this does. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to assume that it is a buff. I'm gonna hope it is a buff, at least. I should have cast this. Yeah, I should have cast this on my people. Oh. Well, yeah, just as I was about to do it, boom, there you go. Got a headshot. And that is actually hilarious, because I said boom. So I didn't even realize it was a headshot until I looked down there. And yes, indeed, it was. So that's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, there you go. Yes, at least I worked it out, right? At least I found it. And thank you very much once again for telling me, because I had no idea. Because it's funny as well, because I was thinking to myself, when I saw these comments, I thought to myself, wait a minute, why didn't I try that? You know, because I had 25 in faith, right? You know, I have 25 in faith, so it makes sense that I would have, you know, some prayers available. So, you know, if I can't find the place to teach me prayers, where I actually don't think that there are any places to teach prayers at the moment. I think you just learn them automatically, or maybe you speak to someone. I'm actually not entirely sure, because I've looked at the various towns and I'm not actually sure where any of these NPCs are, because when you go into an Empire town, you can very easily find a Magister in the overworld, right? In the overworld little menu, you know, before you go into the actual town, you can see where he is, and then you can go in and you can speak to him, and then it's no problem at all. But this time, I'm not seeing the person that I need to speak to. Apparently, it is a FEY Enchantress or something along those lines. And I haven't been able to find her for some reason, and apparently they should be pretty easy to find, but for some reason I'm not having a good time of it. So maybe I need to pay the bribe to get into the keep. Maybe. Oh no, there's no one inside the keep at the moment. Well, that's obviously not really going to be very helpful. So that's not going to be particularly good. Anyway, I obviously have been making a huge amount of cash through, well, just auto-resolving against enemies. As you can quite clearly tell, there's a bunch of different things that I can indeed sell here. I've upgraded my armor and my chest piece as well since the previous episode, and as you can see, I've got 1800 here, and we're just going to be getting even more. Now, what's really funny is that I actually gained the most from a random party of deserters that I fought, and they had an insane amount of date fruit or something else. I can't remember what it is now, but it was a trade good of some kind. And the trade good was literally, I think it was a bunch of jewelry actually, because I seem to remember it being extremely, yeah, as you can see, you can sell this jewelry at Castle Bordelot for 1,336, which obviously is not the same price as what I sold it for at the time, but I actually sold, I think, 2 pieces of jewelry, and it was insane to just see the price just skyrocket, so it was super nice. So I think I did get it from there, but I obviously, I can't remember, so, you know, we're just going to have to move on and just hope that that was indeed accurate enough. But, yeah, it's nice to see that at the very least. Anyway, so I'm going to enter over here. Okay, so we've got this guy. He's a mercenary fighting for... That's quite funny. Yeah, okay, so unfortunate, we're not going to be able to speak to the... That's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a Damsel of the Lady, right? But she is not actually a FEY Enchantress as far as I'm aware. So I really have no idea. I guess what I'm going to have to do is I will have to look it up. I think someone actually told me. Is this her? Is this the person that we need to speak to? Maybe? I'm actually not entirely sure. I really don't know. So we're going to have to find out. So let me just make a quick look around here. Okay, castle. Okay, where is that? Oh no. Do I have to mark it on my map? I was kind of hoping that I'd be, you know, relatively close to it. But it seems like I will indeed have to mark it on my map. Ah, and we have a unique event here. I think we've actually seen this event before, but maybe we're going to be able to pick a different option this time. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, as your party is traveling, you come across a tranquil scene that steals your breath away. Before you stretches a serene pond, a hidden gem amidst the wilderness. The water is calm and clear, reflecting the azure sky above. Lush vegetation surrounds the pond, offering a peaceful sanctuary. Silver moonlight filters through the trees, casting a glow on the water's surface. The air carries the gentle scent of nature, a soothing balm for your weary senses. Birds sing melodious tunes, contributing to the serene atmosphere. As you stand there, captivated by the sight, your men catch up to you. Their faces, etched with exhaustion, light up with wonder and relief. Even the typically reserved member of your group manages a small smile. Your second places a hand on your shoulder, their voice carrying a rare note of lightness. A moment of respite by the pond. What do you say? Well, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, okay, so I remember what we actually did beforehand. We fished before, I believe, and, well, I don't know really what's the best thing to do. I mean, I don't actually need my men to rest, because we're all at 100% as far as I'm aware, or they are, at least, I'm not. But yeah, we're probably just going to go for foraging for wild plants, because this is improved by Law of Life, which is what we currently have, and so we're going to do that. A mage in your party calls upon the Wind of Gyron to aid your men in their search. Your men find some wild rice. Okay, so we're getting some grain. Alright, so it gives us a little bit of food, which, no offense, but I actually don't need that much food, but I do appreciate it nevertheless. There you go. Alright, yeah, so as you can see, we do not have any problems whatsoever with our health situation, and I'm very much hoping that we're going to catch up to this FEY Enchantress if we can find her. I mean, if this is the one, I actually don't know, as I say. But yeah, we should probably have a look-see here. Okay, in the tavern, no, she's not here. There's no one inside here either, so she's left. Last seen near Béziers. Okay, where is that? There, over here. Oh, literally, I just passed by her. That's hilarious. Okay, please let her be still there. I think I'm traveling pretty fast, surprisingly enough, for having such a, well, middle of the road party. I wouldn't say that I have a particularly large party, but I have a pretty decent numbered one now in comparison to how we started off. And now I have no idea where she is, because she has just completely disappeared. Yes, the classic, isn't it? Yes, it's such a classic. I don't know. It's one of those warband moments as well, where you know how it used to be in warband. You didn't even have the encyclopedia at that point. You basically had to ask people where their friends were, and then you'd have to go over there, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, okay, I'm here. Where is the person that I want to speak to? And then, hilariously enough, they wouldn't be there, and they'd have turned back or something, and you'd just completely miss them. And that's the kind of thing that I'm getting, you know, kind of like war flashbacks a little bit right now. You know, it's kind of, it's not so good, not so good. Anyway, let's just see if I can maybe find them. It doesn't seem like things are working out too well for me right now, so I'm actually just going to fight these guys, because we need to try and make some inroads here and there, and I'm not talking about, you know, fighting anything that's going to give us an insane amount of experience or whatever, because yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be a really, really good thing to do, but if I have to wander around here, then it may be a good idea for me to just get something for it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, okay, so she's gone over here now. I actually wonder, wait a minute, is she in the party of someone else? Is she in the party of this guy? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's only one thing that we could do, and that is to enter his service. We could be a mercenary if we wanted to, which would... Oh. Yeah, they're not currently at war. Okay, so that's obviously going to be a pretty big issue, actually, because if they are never at war, it's going to be very difficult for us to join them. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that. And, yeah, I'm now at a loss. I'm now at a loss, because someone actually said, wait a minute, I'm actually wondering now, well, not heroes. Heroes are not going to work. So what about concepts? Maybe there's something available here, because obviously we're going to need to be able to learn prayers, but I obviously have no idea. Wait a minute. Priests and prayers. Here you go. So, yeah, Damsel of the Lady. There we are. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. So, let's have a look here. Now, on our quest to attempt to find the FEY Enchantress, we have now come across another event. I actually don't think that we have experienced this event before. Or maybe we have. I actually don't know, but I don't remember this, actually. So, well, I mean, that doesn't really say much. I forget everything, basically. But anyway, as it gets dark, you and your men set up camp. As the night goes on, you can see that your men are broken off into two groups. One seems to be telling war stories, while the other is just talking. What will you do? Alright, so we can listen on the story of The Charge, which provides us with 1,000 experience in riding, polearm, and leadership. Or we can join in the discussion of traveling, which is 1,500 experience for riding and athletics. Tell your men to get some rest. Okay, so we can do either one or the other. I actually think I'm going to be going for... Can I check my skills right now? I can't check my skills. I am very upset by this. Oh well, never mind. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna go for probably this because my riding skill is okay, but we're gonna get 1,000 for this as well. My athletics skill, I don't think I have any focus points in this, so it's probably not even gonna give me that much. And this gives me 3 skills instead of just 2, so I'm just gonna take that. The fire's warm embrace casts dancing shadows upon the faces of the soldiers gathered around. Their attention was rapt as a battle-hardened warrior's voice filled the air. "Listen well, my friends," the soldier began, "to the tale of our last battle. It was a day bathed in the glow of a setting sun. Our horses were eager, their hooves pawing at the earth. With a thunderous cry, we charged. The soldiers could almost feel the rush of wind against their faces and the pounding of hooves beneath them. The story painted a vivid picture of unity and bravery, leaving the soldiers with a deeper understanding of riding, weapon usage, and the power of a well-coordinated charge." And so there you go. We've actually gained quite a lot of skill points, actually, in every single one of those skills, which is actually pretty good. Now, what's really funny about this is I actually wonder... would I have gained more skill if I had some focus points in these things? Because, I mean, I only have 1 focus point in writing skill, as you can see. My learning rate is absolutely terrible, but would it have made a difference? I think it probably would have. I think I probably would have gained more skill from this event if I had more writing skill. But obviously I'm focusing on other things, right? You know, I'm focusing on other things. There wasn't much I could do about that, unfortunately. Well, never mind. You live and learn, right? Anyway. I will be going for Stout Defender here, because you never know, maybe we're going to be fighting against other Bretonnians at some point, and maybe we're going to be able to, I don't know, capture a bunch of, you know, amazing Grail Knights or something like that, and then we'll be able to, you know, convert them to our side. Anyway, as you no doubt saw, we were indeed attempting to find the FEY Enchantress. Now, what's really funny about this is that FEY is actually spelt this way, whereas I was looking for it this way, because many people told me, well, actually 2 people, from what I could tell, maybe 3, I'm actually not entirely sure, but I know for certain 2 people told me that it was spelled this way, so FEY Enchantress, and that's what I was looking for, but it's actually spelled like this here. I don't know whether that's a typo or whether that's something that I just didn't know or whatever, but people spelled it the other way around, F-E-Y, so that's what I was looking for, and so that's the reason why I couldn't find her. But I found her now, amazingly enough. I literally just put in Enchantress into the encyclopedia instead of FEY, and so that actually made it turn up. So now we can actually go in and we can speak to her and see what she actually provides us. So let's have a look here. She says, "Welcome, child of Bretonnia. The lady has guided you to my presence. Speak and let your intentions unfold." All right, so I actually have no idea. Let's try to learn some stuff. Okay, yeah, so we can actually learn lore of life and all that wonderful stuff here too, which is actually super nice. We're obviously not going to be learning lore of beasts, because I think as a human you can only learn 1 lore, as far as I'm aware, whereas a vampire can learn 2. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because we're going to be going for, let's have a look here. What do we want? Drain life. Drain the life essence from an enemy, from one enemy, dealing 5 damage per second for a total duration of 10 seconds. 5 damage per second for 10 seconds. That means it does 50 damage. Is that correct? I'm very bad at maths, so do bear that in mind. I'm going to be a bit stupid on that. Anyway, cause a small area to radiate unbearable heat, causing fatigue, impairing movement by 50%, and making the enemies vulnerable to fire damage by 25%. For 8 seconds. Okay, so that's the thing. I kind of don't care about either of these. I'm thinking maybe we want to do something else, like for example, Petty Heal. This is really, really good for a variety of reasons. It is actually going to be super, super good for us. So I'm thinking we're probably going to take that. And I want to go for, physical resist. That's 3 meter radius though. Buff a target ally's weapon to do additional magic damage. That seems pretty fun. There's a bunch of things here that might be cool. Yeah, I'm going to take Petty Heal first of all, because that's going to be super, super useful for us. And I actually don't know whether we want to take anything else here. I mean, there is definitely going to be something that I want to take, which is in the case of Dwellers Below. Someone told me that this is the most powerful spell that you can get. And I was like, whoa, yes, I would like that. Thank you very much. And so let's take a look at what it does. Tendrils emerge from the ground, reaching out and attacking enemies passing the area. Knocks down and dismounts enemies. It slows and deals 5 damage per second for 16 seconds. So it literally knocks down and dismounts enemies. That's the main deal here. That's really, really powerful. If you can imagine that up against, I don't know, a charge of, I don't know, 50 cavalry units or something like that, and you dismount 90% of them, that's going to be an insane power shift in that particular fight. So that's going to be really, really useful. Otherwise, Aura of Resistance, I think I'm probably going to be taking that, but it only lasts for 15 seconds, but it does only have a cooldown of 10. So we're going to take that. It's a 3 meter cooldown as well, which I'm not too big of a fan about that. However, she has some money, so I am actually just going to be selling some stuff here because, well, we need it. she actually took all my money because I spent literal 10,000 here, which is obviously not exactly what you want to do. You don't really want to leave yourself completely bankrupt, which is exactly what I've done now, which is kind of stupid, but let's see. I was kind of hoping that there would be a bit of a task here, potentially, like a, you know, caravan ambush or a caravan escort mission or something. But no, we're getting a bit unlucky about that. Okay, wait a minute. We've got some outlaws available here. There's a hideout. Don't know whether I really want to do the hideout right now. Oh, there's a 47. This is fantastic. Oh, there's also a bandit base quest. This is perfect. Absolutely wonderful. I will be going here, and I will definitely be speaking to these fellows and getting this bandit base quest, because that is literally going to do everything that we need it to do, because I'm going to be off the world map, so we don't need to worry about time passing any further, because if the time passes, it's just going to mean that it's going to drain our resources just that much quicker. Alright, so we're heading in here now. Here's the problem that I'm going to remark upon immediately. If we don't do this, I will be in a really, really bad situation. I actually don't have a lot of food left, and I don't have a lot of money left, so I can't really, I mean, I can buy food, I guess, but if I don't have any money at that point, then I won't be able to. So it basically hinges on this. This is literally the most important thing for us right now, and if we are unable to do it, then, well, I'm not entirely sure what to tell you, but yeah. Oh, Aura of Resistance is actually a lot better than I anticipated. Okay, this is actually fantastic. Yeah, look at this. That is so, so good. Okay, I didn't realize that it was actually going to be that way. I thought it was going to be a radius around me rather than a radius where I can target it from range. So that's actually going to be super, super useful. And as you can see, Aura of the Lady here, obviously this is not going to be particularly useful for me, but I'm going to use it because this is going to increase my faith skill. As you can see, it increases my faith skill, and I kind of want that to be increased. And speaking of that, I am going to need to find religious locations, as far as I'm aware. Someone told me that religious locations are really, really useful, because that means that I'm going to be able to increase my faith skill. I can even make donations, I think, to be able to earn renown. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but I can assume that it's probably going to work similar to how maybe it worked in Purisno, where you find not a companion, you find an NPC, and you can speak to that NPC, and then they basically say, oh, these old gods or new gods or whatever they're talking about, and then you can make a donation to them, and then they give you a huge amount of renown as a result. So I'm thinking that it's a relatively similar system to that, or at least I hope so, because then, I don't have to really worry about too many complicated things. But apart from that, if you pray at a particular statue, you're going to be getting a buff. And there are, I believe, 3 different buffs at the moment. Just going to buff some more people here, speaking of buffs. And yeah, so there are 3 different buffs at the moment. One makes you move faster in forests. Another one makes your, I think, hero units regenerate HP faster outside of combat, I think. Outside of combat? I'm not entirely sure whether it's inside combat, but whatever the case, doesn't really matter. It's a pretty good skill if you have a lot of companions. And otherwise, apart from that, I'm actually not going to be fighting this duel. Thank you very much. No, I'm not going to be doing that. I will go into the battle, because I think that's quite fun. Oh, we actually eliminated him. Oh, look at that. I actually leveled up. Amazing. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, I'm just going to buff some people, and then we're just going to head on in. Wait a minute. 30 seconds. Yeah, a 30-second cooldown on the... I mean, a 1-minute cooldown on this thing is insane. That's really, really large. I would love to see these things be a little bit less cooldown heavy, but obviously there are career options for that. So maybe I don't have to complain yet, alright? Because we are just very low level at the moment, and I don't really have too many, career points spent just yet. So once we've done that, then we can make an assessment. You see, I think that's generally what is a bit of a problem most of the time. You see, that's a bit of a problem most of the time with people in general when it comes to video games or... Yeah, mostly video games, actually. Never mind. I was going to say, and then I couldn't think of anything else, because that was basically the only thing I could think of. So yes, anyway, when it comes to video games, people are quite quick to... jump on balancing, or to jump on something that is like, oh yeah, this is way too strong, or this is way too weak, or whatever. People are quite quick to do that. Whereas I think in general, we got to keep in mind that we're not actually at max level yet, you see. We are very far away from actually at any point getting to a situation where we are super strong. I mean, look at me. I'm level 8. I'm wearing absolute rags at the moment. I mean, really, there's nothing to be said about this apart from the fact that I literally am just starting off. And there's no way that I can make an accurate assessment of if my, faith spells, or prayers as they are known, are balanced or not. I can't make an assessment about that. And no one can, really. Not until you actually get every single career thing unlocked. In my opinion, at least. Oh, I can actually get a second lore, I think. Oh, that's cool. I can get a second lore thanks to the career points, actually, rather than, being a human. Apparently, I read somewhere that you generally can only have 1 lore if you're a human, if you're like a human mage. But I suppose because I'm a damsel of the lady, maybe a special class, that is the reason that maybe that's happening. I'm not entirely sure, because obviously, we are a special class here. This is very, very unique, and a lot of people said that only female characters are actually, shall we say, female denizens of Bretonnia. They're the only ones that can learn magic, so that's actually really cool. And that means that we have this. We have all these wonderful, wonderful things, and I'm actually not entirely sure what to even go for now. I mean, you can see here that we can go for a 20% spell cooldown reduction, which might actually be super, super useful. So, I mean, we've got 4 points. I'm not sure what to really go for here. I think I'll go for the wages reduction, and all troops gain 15% extra magic damage. No, I'm going to go for the cooldown reduction, actually. Thank you very much. There we go. That seems nice. Yes, because that's the thing. The career ability, there is no career ability because you don't actually need one, because you're learning both spells and battle prayers, which I got to say I think is actually pretty awesome. I'm not complaining, by the way, whenever I say, oh yeah, it doesn't have a career ability or whatever, It was just an interesting thing for me to see. I'm not trying to complain about that, because that's not really something that I don't really care about that one way or another. It's cool to have an ability, but it doesn't really feel necessary when you have battle prayers available to you, because obviously you have spells and you also have battle prayers. So you're going to have, you know, double whammy of things that you can utilize, and it's not really necessary to have an ability in that case. You know? Because obviously with my vampire, if you remember my vampire, if you've seen that series, then you know that spells are great. Spells are wonderful. However, you're not really doing much apart from spells and then mist form and then spells and then mist form and so on and so forth, which I don't have a problem with either. But what I'm saying is you don't need a unique ability for the damsel because she already has access to prayers, which are kind of like her class ability, you know what I mean? Because she already has spells, and then on top of that, she has the battle prayers, so it really makes a huge difference. Anyway, just going to increase my relation with this village randomly. That wasn't even intended for me to do that, but there you go, I did it anyway. And how are we doing, by the way, in terms of our renown gain? Actually, not even entirely bad, but I am going to be heading on over to some of the more dangerous areas. I should really reset the camera as well, because I'm actually looking at this the wrong way. So yeah, I would actually like to go all the way over. Not sure if I can really make it over there in time. I would like to go over to Empire territory for one thing, to be able to learn adept level spells so that I can actually get some, so I can get Soul Rain. I'm actually not entirely sure if I can get Soul Rain, or I can get something similar to that that is going to provide me with the ability to level up my spellcraft just that much faster. I don't think I have Soul Rain because I think that was a necromancy ability or dark magic ability. So, I mean, obviously you can tell that from Soul Rain being the name of it, can't you? But yes, the point is, it would probably be a good idea for me to get a slightly higher level spell so that I can level up my spellcraft just that much quicker. But yeah, apart from that, obviously we're just going to be attacking as many bandit parties as we see along the way, because it's a far distance, isn't it? It's a far distance. I actually want to go over to here, because there is a chaos portal right there, and I would actually like to fight a couple of chaos, I think. I'm actually not entirely sure if we can even fight them, to be honest. I think it might be... it might not even be possible. That's the thing. It might not even be possible, but I'm thinking right now that it might very well be, because I have some extremely powerful units right now. I am leveling them up slowly but surely. I mean, you can see here, look at these guys. How many of these guys do I actually have now? Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of tier 4s, which is not exactly great. We've got a lot of tier 2s still, which is also not exactly great. So I think I should maybe hold my horses a little bit, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should probably hold my horses somewhat and then just, you know, take it easy. Ah, wait a minute. There's some Beastmen. Beastmen might actually be kind of fun to fight. So we're just going to go straight on in and fight them. And, oh, that reminds me. I probably should have saved, shouldn't I? Oh, you know, now I'm kind of feeling like I'm jinxing myself. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, fine. We'll just deal with it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to give my main people in the front there the buff. And then I'm just going to do some... Well, I don't even know what, actually. What does it matter? What does it matter for me to do damage with my spells when these guys literally just run them down and do massive damage themselves? Okay, yeah. Okay, shall we... This is not going to do anything. I need to get out the spear. Yeah, that would probably be a better idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, get out the spear, do some pokey poke. Okay, yeah, apparently not. Oh, no, there we go, there we go. 52 damage, not too bad. Oh, nice headshot. Nice, okay. I like that. Thank you. And maybe we can attack some of these fellows right there. I kind of wish that there were really, really large parties in the area, but obviously, you know, that's not going to happen just yet. I do need to head on over, maybe to the Herdstone. I'm thinking I might go over to the Beastmen Herdstone, because there is one close by, and it might be something that we could really utilize to increase our renown exponentially. Because you can see here, look at this. This was just a small party, and we already gained a significant amount from them. So I'm kind of thinking, you know what, maybe we want to just do that. I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Alright, so let's just move on. Actually, you know what, I do need to look out for some gear as well, don't I? I mean, I really need to make sure that we're upgrading ourselves relatively well here. Wait a minute. What's actually going on with this? It does 62 physical? Really? Is that true? That is insane. Wait a minute. Is this actually real? Okay, that seems to do insane damage. I'm sure that that's not right. I don't think that that's actually going to do that much. but we'll see how it goes. This is pretty nice, actually. I'm going to wear that, I think. And we got a thick round shield here. Might as well use that. Not going to be using any ranged attacks. Maybe I will. I'm actually not entirely sure. Someone recommended or suggested, shall we say, becoming a horse archer. And I'm not sure whether that's a good idea. I think maybe it is. Because then we have some kind of ranged solution. Because obviously, if you remember our vampire, well, we didn't need a ranged solution with him. Because we just absolutely decimated every single opponent that we came across. But yeah, with the damsel, it might be a little bit different. So I'm not too sure. See, now, here's the main problem. Okay? The main problem with focusing on anything else but the main combat skills, as well as the main, I don't want to call it a gimmick, but the main mechanic, that's it. The main mechanic of the class. So the main mechanic of the class is what? Well, it's spellcraft and it's faith, right? So that's the thing. Can I dedicate focus points to anything but these two things? And then, of course, the, extraneous medicine, as well as, pole arms, riding, athletics, and then leadership, maybe steward, engineering. I'm going to need to do engineering as well. You've got to bear that in mind. So all of these things culminate in me thinking, can I actually spare the points? That is what it comes down to. Can I spare the points? Which I'm now coming back with my decision and in my own head and being like, actually, no, I don't think so, which really makes me a bit sad, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to explain my thought process in regards to whether I will become a horse archer or not. I think it's a good idea, don't get me wrong. I think it is a good idea, and I think it could definitely help us in the long run to be a lot more effective from, medium to long range, because obviously it's going to provide us with a solution to some kind of some kind of deficiency that we have right now, which is, of course, being able to deal damage from a long distance away. And it's also going to help in siege defenses and things like that. A fair in the woods. Oh, okay. I've got 14,000 gold. I could test my luck at the horse races. Let's do that. Payout times 5. Whoa. What? Okay, we actually won. Look at that. The horse you chose surges forward and luck dances in your favor. Laughter and clinking coins surround you. Wow, okay, so I actually literally won, and then we just gained 2,000 gold, which is really nice. Join the crowd at the horse market. Persuade the merchant to lower the price. No, I'm just gonna spend 2,000 for the horse. It might be a really good one. Savor the flavors of the fair. We've done this before, by the way, in the vampires, in the vampire series, so that's why I'm going a little bit quicker through this. But don't actually skip it if you play this mod yourself and you haven't done it before, because the writing in this mod is actually really, really good, and that's wonderful to see. It's not every day that you get to see this kind of stuff, so it's very, very pleasing to the eye. Anyway, indulge in the fair's feast. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? There we go. Very nice. And examine the peculiar turnip. Use your perception. I'm going to do that. Okay, try my luck with a raffle ticket. The Comet Kiss turnip might be yours after all. With anticipation in the air, the raffle commences, and as the announcer calls out the winning ticket number, you hold your breath. However, luck is not on your side this time. The winning number isn't yours, and a twinge of disappointment washes over you. Alright, well, there you go. That's it. Unfortunate, eh? Unfortunate. Ooh, wait a minute. This is very fortunate for me, though. I'm actually just going to... Wait a minute. I'm going to try to draw these guys into a fight with these fellows, or should I just go into an auto-resolve against them and then go into the next one? I mean, that's the point. Do I even want to go into an auto-resolve, or go into a manual battle, that is? Because look at the amount of cash that we can get from these guys. And what's really funny, though, is that I'm not actually getting any medicine whatsoever. I'm not getting any medicine skill at all. Oh, wait a minute. Hello there. Oh, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is wonderful. Look at this. 77 enemies. This is the largest battle we've had so far. We only have cavalry right now. I'm not sure if that's really going to be too good for us in the long run. But at the moment, it seems like a pretty decent solution to what we need. Because what we need right now is to dominate on the fields of battle. That's it. That's all we need to do. But later on down the line, when we're actually going to get into sieges and indeed siege defenses as well, it's probably not going to work out too well for us. So I'm going to try to maybe do something, you know, something a little bit different about that. I'm not entirely sure what I can do, but just gonna buff my people here just to increase my spellcraft a little bit more. Gonna heal myself with Petty Heal. Petty Heal is so fantastic. Look at that. I just healed myself instantly. Super, super nice. And then we can actually get out this spear and actually try it out. How much damage? Oh! Okay, it actually does do as much damage as I anticipated. Okay. I was thinking to myself that it was, well, not a bug, but I thought that, you know what, I've had these kinds of things before, even in the base game where I've gotten a weapon and I thought to myself, this weapon is amazing, and then I try it out and then it's absolutely terrible, you know, so I kind of thought, hey, you know what, maybe it's going to be similar to that. But no, this spear is living up to expectations and surpassing them. I've never done that in my life, so this spear is much better than me. There you go. Alright, so let me see. What else can I do here? I mean, I can buff some more people, but maybe I just want to kill some things so that I can maybe get to 50 polearms and maybe 50 riding. But bear in mind, obviously, my focus points are really, really abysmal with those things. But look at that. We got 9.6 renown from that. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's just continue onward. Take all of this stuff. Legendary stuff we're actually getting as well. Legendary loot. A lot of different legendary prefixes going on here. Look at that. This is actually much better than I had before, so we're going to be equipping that, amusingly enough. Because that was definitely something I wouldn't have bet on. If you told me, you know, I don't know, what, 15 minutes ago that I was going to get a really fantastic piece of armor from some Beastmen, I'd be like, oh, really? That doesn't sound right. But yeah, apparently it does. Anyway, this is an unbalanced Highland spiked club. It seems like it's better than my current weapon, so I will probably be using it. Kind of weird. Kind of weird that it's better than what I had, but yeah, anyway. Ooh. Oh. Hello. This is a big fight. Okay, this is a really, really big fight. Okay, what am I going to do? Well, I should really spec into Faith more, shouldn't I? Okay, you know what? I need to spec into Riding, though. I really do need to spec into Riding, so I'm going to do that. And we're just going to have to make do with our Faith as it is. And we do have another career point, so what do we want to spend it in? Well, we can do 10% ward save if your armor weight does not exceed 4. Okay. Now, I've got a question here. What does ward save mean? That's the question. Because I see a lot of ward save here at the moment. And I'm going to assume that ward save means that you avoid magic damage. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Warhammer, as I say, and I don't know what ward save is. I can only assume that it is something to do with spells, potentially, so it makes it so that you can potentially avoid spell damage. But by all means, let me know if I'm not correct about that. But yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure what we're going to go for. I think I'll go for increased magic for this upcoming fight. Actually, that's not even going to help me. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to go in here and we're going to see how it goes. Now, obviously... Oh, no, never mind. I was about to say I'm going to make this lighter if the battle is super, super dark. But it is not. It is not dark. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Okay, so we're just going to tell all our forces to charge in here. And I'm going to use Aura of Resistance on some of the guys at the front. Oh, it's snow as well. That's really bad for us. Yeah. That is actually really, really bad for us. You know why? Because it slows us down. Yeah, I don't know whether you've noticed, but we're actually moving much, much slower than we were beforehand. But I can do massive damage against these guys, so I should be able to level up my riding skill and my polearms really nicely. So I shouldn't have to worry too much. And then we can, of course, use our battle prayer in just a moment. And that's obviously going to make a big difference to our faith skill, hopefully. And I mean, just look at how much damage I'm able to deal here with this weapon. This is literally my favorite weapon right now. Okay, so I'm going to cast this on blue. So many people. Look at that. Ah, that's the sound that I make when I cast battle prayers. Apparently, yes, it sounds very intelligent, doesn't it? Oh my. Yeah, that was certainly not anticipated at all. Yes, yes. All the stockholders were like, oh yes, he must make a very, very weird noise when he casts his second battle prayer of all time, because that will definitely tank our stocks by 10,000 billion gazillion. Yes, yes indeed. I have no idea what I'm even talking about, but you know, I'm gonna forget about this in 5 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. It's all fine. It is all fine. Anyway, wait a minute. I can actually cast this ability again in only 15 seconds. That 20% cooldown reduction must be really coming in handy. I'm actually really surprised that it did that much. But yeah, we can actually cast that really, really fast in a moment. My horse is about to die. I don't really want that. Okay, so where are my people? Oh, they're over there. So I'm just going to cast this again on as many people as possible. I actually wonder, is me casting it on more people going to affect how many skill points I get? That's the question. I don't think so somehow. I think it actually does mean that... I think just casting it does mean that you get the 2 skill points. I don't think it matters one way or the other whether you cast it on as many people as possible or not. But yeah, as I say, if you've played the mod, or if you're a part of the modding team, or if you know something that I don't, then by all means let me know. I'm always happy to receive feedback and generally just have information. Because as they say, information is power. And being able to know these things and the intricacies of how they work, and you know what I'm going to need to be able to maximize the efficiency of my faith leveling, because at the moment I feel like faith takes a long time to level up. Is it just me? It feels like it takes a long time to level up. And I would like to try to unlock additional prayers sooner rather than later. So yeah, you know what? I think that would be pretty cool. Oh no, the battle just ended as we were about to do it, and I can't actually cast this right now, as you can see. Oh no, because you can't actually cast at the end of a battle. Anyway, 15 renown, and we literally lost 0. We lost 0 units. So I guess that kind of tells you everything you need to know about how effective Bretonnian units are, especially cavalry units against Beastmen. And look at how much money I'm spending. Look at how much money I'm spending. 5,500 to level these guys up. That's exactly what I was talking about. If I did not have this cash, I wouldn't be able to do that. Obviously, I'm not forced into, I'm not forced into upgrading them or anything like that, so it's not actually necessary, but, there is, quite a lot of reasons why you would want to, why you'd want to level people up, because they're just going to gain so much power from that. Anyway, so we're actually almost at the Chaos Portal, but I am going to be ending this episode off here. I had a blast. I absolutely, I love this class so far. I would love to be able to, explore more of the battle prayers and things like that. And I will be attempting to find some religious locations. I have no idea where they are. There's one. There it is. I found one. I found one literally instantly right there. That's very nice. And we're pretty close to that, so I might be going over to the Shrine of Sigmar in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.